Hi, I'm Debbie Hartner. I'm Elsie Johnson. We are two sisters, Southern Cooking. Hey y'all, I am making beef tips and gravy today, and over the last couple years, I have figured out a better way of making the beef tips. I used to just buy them already pre-cut in the store, but if you look at the ones that they have in the store, they use round steak or round roast or something, and typically those are very tough. No matter how long you cook them, they just kind of are rubbery or tough. And to get a really tender beef tip, I just buy chuck roast, and I cut them up in my own sizes that I like. However, big, small, whatever I like, and I just cut them up, and then I sear them in the pan first in flour with seasoned salt, and then I deglaze the pan, and then I put the beef broth in with it, and I just cook them low and slow for 2 to 3 hours, and it makes its own gravy, and it's really good, to the point that Roger accuses me of buying canned beef and gravy because he said it's too consistently the same every single time. He thinks he's funny. So anyway, and a shout out to my cousin Sarah. She had posted that she found some gold medal seasoned salt, and I actually found it in my local grocery store, so I got it, and it's really good. So that's what I'm going to use today as for my seasoned salt. Is I'm going to use this gold medal brand, and I'm just going to sprinkle the seasoned salt all over the meat. And I got my pan heating up with about 1/4 cup of oil on the bottom, and I'm using a heavy cast iron Dutch oven, which is what I always cook it in because it holds the heat very well, and it can take being on the stove for long periods of time. So let me close that back up. Get me some flour, because that's what's going to help make your gravy, is the flour over here. And I usually take, this is going to take me a few batches. I usually take about 4 minutes per side to brown the meat, and then I pull them out and I put them on a plate, and then I deglaze the pan with some red wine. I use Merlot, just the cheap stuff. So I'm just rolling these around in the flour to coat them on all sides. And I keep them apart so that they can actually get a brown crust all the way around, so that if you get them crowded together, you'll just be steaming it. Put a little more flour in there so I can coat them better. One more small one in here. Alright, I'm going to set my timer for 4 minutes, and then I'm going to flip them over to the other side, and then I'm going to get a plate here so that I can put them on the plate, and then I'll do the next batch. I probably have about 3 batches here, and I'm going to turn those over after the 4 minutes and brown the other side as well. Okay, I'm going to flip them over and brown the other side. Okay, y'all, these are brown on the other side now, so I'm going to take them up and put them on a plate and start my next batch. Alright, I'm going to cook these for 4 minutes, the same as I did the previous batch. I have one more batch after this, and then we'll move on to the next step. Hey y'all, I am about to take up the last batch of meat, and then I will put my wine in to deglaze the pan. Okay, go ahead and take it up. Okay, all right, I'm gonna open this. This is a little miniature bottle of wine. I buy them in the 4-pack, so I have four meals of this. And then I scrape the bottom of the pan to work loose anything that's down there. And I'll work all this loose before I put any of the beef broth in. I have 3 containers of beef broth here. I normally, for us, put 2 in, but since we have more people here, I'm doing 3 today. Just to make a little extra gravy, because I don't add anything as it cooks, I just let it reduce. So I want to start out with more so that it reduces on down, because your flavors intensify with the more it reduces. So if you add liquid to it after it's already cooking, you're just diluting the flavor. Okay, the bottom looks fairly clean now. Everything's worked loose. And your wine is already reduced a little bit just from the heat. When it went in, it started to reduce because it's boiling. So I'm going to open my first one. This is really simple. Just put these in, put your meat back in, and put it on medium-low, or not medium-low, medium-high, for about an hour, and then turn it to medium-low. And then cook it until it's the gravy is thickened and the meat is tender, which usually ends up about between 2.5 to 3 hours. I just cook it basically low and slow. But I will cook it on medium-high for the first hour so that it gets some of the boiling and it gets the cooking started really well. If you want more liquid or whatever, you can put water in at this point if you want to. I prefer to use all broth because it just makes your gravy more flavorful. I have in the past, like had a half a container that I was missing, you know, like I had used one and had in the refrigerator, I have taken like a half a container of chicken broth and put in there. It didn't really affect it one way or the other. But it is better with just straight up broth, beef broth. Okay, the last one. And you do put the lid on and cook it covered. That helps contain the consistent heat in it. The enameled cast iron will hold the heat very well, and if you have the lid on it, it will keep that heat contained within it and cook it better. Okay, I'm going to start putting my meat back in. And there will be some juices left on this plate. I pour them into because that's just flavor. I'm going to pour it right back into the pot. You can serve this over rice or you can serve it over mashed potatoes. We're having both tonight. We're having mashed potatoes and we're also having rice. So you can have whatever you choose. Okay. Scrape all the bits off the plate back into there. Alright. Just stir it around just to make sure everything is okay. Alright, we're good to go. I'm going to put the lid on it and let it start cooking. We'll be back. Alright, these are about ready. I'm going to make a cornstarch slurry to thicken up the gravy a little bit, and then they'll be ready to serve.
I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie. We're two sisters Southern cooking.
And we thank you for visiting our page. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.